Hello and welcome to Painless Universal, conversation with myself and Welsh. Today we have an inspirational lady. Her name is Juliette. She has overcome many challenges such as chronic illness and invisible illness as well. You will never know meeting her that she has an invisible illness because she carries herself with such grace, positivity, and she inspires so many. I can't wait to talk to her and share her story. Meet Juliette. Hello everyone, welcome again to Painless Universal, conversation with myself and Welsh. I've got the gorgeous Juliette, who I've told you about briefly in my introduction. Juliette, thank you so much for joining me on this conversation. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Where are you joining me from? For anyone?
Right now I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
I was born here and raised here in Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice. Perfect. So I understand the English you said is a bit of a challenge, but I think you speak very well, so I have no problem with that. And
I'll try my best.
Okay. So if you're to tell us a little bit about yourself, how would you go about in describing yourself?
Well, I love art since I was a little kid. I've been into arts like dancing, painting, everything creative. Obviously having sickle cell, it's been a challenge because we look like, when I was little, I look like the other kids, and now, we look like everybody else, but we have a disease, a serious one, like a very serious one. And in my case, I'm type SS, so it was very severe. But yeah, I'm into arts and creative stuff, and I recently graduated from like a few weeks ago. I did a bachelor's degree from college in communications, in filming, in media, and also a minor in business, in entrepreneurship. So that's what I'm into, and that's what I like, and it has always been like that.
You are so amazing. I'm so glad you joined me again because one of the reason we're talking is your platform about sickle is sickle cell. I have sickle cell type SS as well. And
Wow.
when people see me, people just don't believe I have sickle cell, but mine is type SS and it's very, very severe. I'm always in pain. Sometimes I'm very, very tired. It causes that kind of irritation. But for you, the absorption has always been sickle cell with people from just Africa. They had, it was not someone like looking like you have sickle cell. And when you go around and telling people you have sickle cell, what is the immediate reaction you tend to get?
Mostly surprise, because obviously like they see me and I'm Caucasian, like I look white, and yeah, they are surprised and they ask me like if that's possible, etc., like all type of questions you can imagine. But in fact, like in the present, sickle cell disease can affect anybody from any race or any ethnicity. I know that sickle cell disease, we know that comes from, our African ancestor, as you mentioned. They were trying to treat malaria, etc., the history of sickle cell. And still the majority of people with sickle cell disease is, Black people. Mm-hmm. But I know Caucasian that lives here in Puerto Rico that they look like me and they have sickle cell, and mostly they act surprised. Even me, knowing this, when I see another person that looks like me, like white, and have sickle cell, I'm like, what? Like, because we are very few, but it is possible because sickle cell disease affects any type of race or ethnicity.
That's true, because I've just recently been to the Middle East, Bahrain, for example, and one of the things when I was there, I took a tour and I saw actually people from Middle East actually having sickle cell. So, that absorption that sickle cell is just in Africa, it is very true. This is where it stemmed from. That generation has changed. It's almost changing that, and this is why I think our global voices together speaking about sickle cell, we keep making an impact and make people listen about the seriousness in sickle cell. So since living with sickle cell, is your father and your mother, are they both trait carriers? I presume they are. They have to be.
Yes, yes. In my case, my mom and my dad were carriers. They had the trait, and I was that 25%. In the 100%, the doctors divided by 4, and it was 75% that my mom had a person with the trait, or 50% with the trait, 25% nothing at all, and then 25% that they have a newborn with the disease. And I was the firstborn, and I had sickle cell type SS. My younger sister, she had the trait.
All right.
We are only 2. Yeah.
Same with my family. I think I was the 25%. I was the child. At the time, I used to call myself the unlucky child. I used to be very upset because I was always sick and in hospital, and I would see my sisters, they would never be sick. And that used to upset me. I used to get very, very, annoyed about her. But as time went on, I realized that it was actually a special gift I have, and I just had to embrace it and learn to live with sickle cell. Living out in Puerto Rico, how is it dealing with sickle cell? What's the sickle cell management like?
In Puerto Rico, honestly, I'm very thankful because I always try to be, in contact with sickle cell patients from around the world. And I'm thankful because here there's hospitals in every city, there's pharmacies, the medicine is accessible. And in my case, personally, I've choose to treat myself in one specific hospital, and that hospital is in the capital. I'm from the East, and I choose to treat myself there because I believe that it's the hospital in Puerto Rico with the most knowledge about sickle cell. And I've been treating myself in the same hospital for 24 years. So the doctors know me, the nurses know me, and they know my treatment. They treat you with blood transfusions when you have a crisis. There's also the exchange transfusion monthly for other patients. I don't do that right now. There's hydroxyurea or hydrea. There's folic acid, aspirins. We are very updated with the medicines that they try, or the studies that they try in the United States. So we know about the voxelotor, and I'm very thankful that my family and I have decided to treat myself in that specific hospital, which is Centro Médico de Rio Piedra. It's considered the best hospital here in Puerto Rico, and other patients from different cities go there to treat themselves as well.
That's good. At least you have good treatments. They seem to understand best way to deal with sickle cell like the rest of the world. It seems like there's a general concession to everyone to have universal care, which is very good. I'm happy to hear that. I saw on your page that you recently graduated. Congratulations. How did you motivate yourself in overcoming all the challenges we face? How did you keep consistent and went ahead to graduate?
Wow, well, it's hard, I'm not gonna, lie, because it's hard, because as a patient, every disease is hard on its own way. And sickle cell, I live with pain. I have developed anxiety due to the disease. I have developed panic attacks, and the disease has its own like it developed itself like problems along the time. Like when you grow up, you keep having like worse things, not only pain crisis, like my vision and other stuff, like in my body. My brain has been affected because of the blood the blood, like
circulation,
when it travels.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, it's been hard, but I think being positive and believing in yourself and believing that I can do it, and obviously the support of my family and friends, it's been very, very helpful. Some professors might not understand the severity of the disease, or people might not see it because we look, normal, but you need to work harder than a normal person or a person that doesn't deal with that disease. You need to work harder and yeah, believe in yourself and be resilient.
That's very true. I don't know if you have a chronic illness there called cystic fibrosis. I don't know if you've heard of that, because what I always compare with sickle cell, you don't really hear a lot about it. There's not much of investment into the research. How is it over there? Because I know compared with other illnesses like cystic fibrosis, diabetes, and other things that are still invisible, they get lots of funding, but people with sickle cell always struggle to get the funding. How is it over there in Puerto Rico?
In Puerto Rico, there is a medical plan, and obviously it depends on if you're able to get a medical plan. And there's like in other places there are different like people can afford it and other people can't.
Yes.
But the medicine here, they don't say no to anybody, even if that person doesn't have a medical plan. If you go to a hospital and you don't have a plan and you have a pain crisis, they treat you, and then they they send you what you owe the hospital. In my case, that's not my case, because thankfully my parents work and they can afford my medicine, but I also have a medical plan for
Yes.
people that don't. They can go to a hospital and they get treated.
I was looking at your page, and one thing that really fascinates me is your tagline: "Embrace the positivity, and the good energy will guide you." Why did you leave that message? That is such a beautiful one.
Because that's what has helped me all my life. I feel like dealing with sickle cell, my mind is being a huge factor when I'm hospitalized. Obviously, I have had bad experiences. I've been in a hospital bed, like thinking that I might die, and those words coming out from the doctor's, mouth, telling me like, this is hard. We don't know what else to do. So the mind is a very, very factor, like I said, and I feel like being positive, it's gonna attract you to positive things and to be better. And energy is a very important thing as well, because even though I don't feel like I have the most energy, I feel like I can be energetic and I can put my mind like, no, I'm gonna do this. And in my family, they tell me that I have even more energy than they do, and they don't deal with my disease.
That is true. Yeah, I'm really amazed. We're coming to our final question. Our final question is one of hope. You're a Caucasian girl living with sickle cell. Most people will never believe that sickle cell had any reach on someone who's Caucasian. What would be your message of hope for other people living with sickle cell and people who don't even know about it? What would be your message of hope?
My message for people that live with sickle cell is that we are strong and we can do it, and we are resilient. Don't give up and educate yourself so you can educate others, and be resilient, because we can do this. We can achieve anything that we put on our minds that we can. For people that don't have sickle cell or might not know what it is, this disease can affect anyone from any race and any ethnicity. I'm a proof of it. So if you are planning on, having a baby or a family, get tested to see if you and your partner have, our careers, not only of this disease. Many diseases are hereditary.
Heritage, yeah. Heritage.
Yeah, many. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful message. I'm really inspired by your words, and thank you so much for joining me today on this conversation. I think your words and your message will reach so many people because You truly are inspirational. You took this disease, invisible illness. You look so perfect. You're a beautiful girl, but you didn't let it stop you. You're now graduated. I'm sure you're going to do many, many great things. Just look where I had my kids. So there's nothing that will stop you from going on to even doing more than you can. Thank you for using your voice to
Thank you.
advocate for this
Thank you so
invisible.
much. Thank you so much for the opportunity and everything you do. Thank you.